When Action came on board, he looked at it and said, he goes, so finding work's not a problem with you guys. You can find work when you need it. And we're like, yeah, well, then why don't you hire an estimator so you can do all that work and then you can pick and choose it before Action. We just do it and just use the fingers crossed method rather than actually saying, okay, put into a flow, that's where it's going to come from, we can afford to do this.
With coaching, it really helped me define what I needed to do, systemise the business so that I didn't feel I was responsible for everything that was happening. Really within the first 6 months, because we streamlined our systems so much that we really got rid of a lot of problems and time wasting, and that meant that we were, a lot more profitable quite quickly.
We're looking to broaden our range in some items, and we're culling some other areas that have not been so successful. And that's been a huge ask over the years, but with the test and measure we've actually worked out what advertising's worked, what hasn't, so we've been able to stop doing what wasn't working. And so yeah, test and measure's been a great thing that we've been dealing with. We've got the 5 ways going, so it's been just great.
It empowers the other people in my organisation as well. So where previously I was, I would do everything, and I would be the go-to person to any problem arised or anything like that. It would always rest on my shoulders. Now I'm empowering the rest of the people in my team to be able to handle those things and do. I don't let them off the hook in a sense of just saying, well, hey, you've got a problem, you run to James. It's now, well, hang on, I give you the power to do it. If you make a mistake, that's fine, as long as we learn from making those mistakes. So
strategies we sort of put in place to help us with our problems were putting systems in the store. Beforehand there was no systems, and we went to totally systemising everything, from taking out the garbage to answering the phone.
You have to be an approved supplier to work for us, but 9 times out of 10 they want to work for us because they get paid every month without fail, and that's a great achievement that I'm really proud of.
Struggling pretty hard cash flow wise and that sort of thing. There was no procedures in place and systems from when the job began to when the job finished to get the payment in, and through working with Mark and that sort of thing, we've had those systems in place, and the invoicing gets done regularly, and if people haven't paid their account, it gets followed up.
The team are becoming much more systemised, so they really are starting to understand why it's so important, why the system is so important. So now, rather than roll their eyes at me saying, look, we've got to write this down, what they in fact do now is they look at it and they say to themselves, or they in fact come to me and they say, Brendan, I think this needs a system. That's so important. That makes it so helpful to us to have them identify where there's a gap, and them being able to say, here's a gap, it needs to be filled. Not only does it need to be filled, but this is the way I think we can fill it the best.